Welcome back to Newsday. Eti-Oti federal constituency in Lagos incorporates a good deal of the ever-busy business landscape of Nigeria's commercial capital, serving as an operational launchpad for some of the biggest firms and corporations. With this elevated economic status and the accruing financial benefits comes a duty to maintain infrastructure as well as basic amenities for those providing ancillary services. In exactly 1 week from today, Olufemi Oladeyin will be standing for election as the House of Representatives candidate for Action Democratic Congress. He joins us now to share his aspiration and plans to make an impact if elected. It's good to have you with us, Olufemi.
Hi, so the party is actually African Democratic Congress.
African. Thank you for that correction.
No problem.
Why are you running for the House of Representatives? What sets you apart from other candidates? What is unique about you?
Oh, wow. I think that first, look, we've had 24 years of democracy. 24 years where the people have actually been the worst for that democracy, simply because the people that have always represented us or have led us have been in there for themselves. The pecuniary interests of those people has always superseded the interests of the people. And that in itself means that the contract between the government and the people is abusive from the get-go. Now, for me personally, I'm an investment banker, 32 years of experience in the industry. I've built a fantastic track record in the financial services space. I stand, miles ahead from every other candidate in that space when it comes to that pedigree. I also understand the public sector very well because as a private person, I delivered probably the first successful private-public partnership project in Lagos. So there's a clear understanding of what is required for the business environment in Eti-Oti. Look, Eti-Oti is the largest, from economic terms, the largest local government in terms of contribution to the GDP of Nigeria. And the fact that the quality of representation that we've had in the last 24 years is just simply not representative of the people that live in Eti-Oti. And for me, because of that pedigree that I have in the private sector, I feel that the public sector will benefit from having someone who's going to, first and foremost, represent their interests. I'm not there for pecuniary reasons. I've had a fantastic career, and I'm not also there to enrich myself. And that's very important for everyone to understand that now, in 2023, after 24 years, we need to have a change of direction and put people in places of power that can make decisions that benefit the people and not the pecuniary interests of one godfather or leader that decides what the interests of the people are when the people are themselves suffering, basically.
All right, I look at that and I say that, the only thing that excites me about the race for the House of Reps in Eti-Oti, that it's majorly driven by the youth.
Yes.
Young people. Ibrahim Obanikoro, who is the incumbent, he's also running. Yes. Of course, Bankole Wellington, popularly known as Banky W, is also running, and you're also running. And I look at that, that is actually a very, very tight race, because as it stands right now, popular figures, known names are in the race, and they actually are coming from a party or from parties that are well grounded in politics in this particular region.
Sure. And
you are coming from the ADC, which is virtually unknown. Yes, virtually unknown. Well, virtually unknown in this Eti-Oti local government area. Sure. So my question to you is very simple. How do you try to level the playing field?
And I think it's actually much easier than we think.
Okay, explain to me.
Here's the first problem. The people are the biggest asset that Eti-Oti has. Those people are the ones who have actually suffered the lack of governance or the poor governance of the APC. So it's actually a very easy conversation to have with them. You've had 24 years of APC government, literally in one form or the other, in Eti-Oti since the beginning of democracy. In 24 years, nations have moved from third world to first world in a generation. So when you're telling that story to people and saying to them, 24 years ago, where were you? Today, where are you? What has this government done in its current form or in its previous form to transform your life from just someone who exists to someone who's established in structure, in business, in whatever it is. So you see, those conversations with the people are very easy because you can demonstrate to them that the biggest problem that Nigeria and Lagos State and Eti-Oti has had is first the state capture. That means that the resources of the state are not used for the benefit of the people. Secondly, is the fact that the lack of quality leadership and representation means that even the people that are representing you are not doing it for your benefit. Let me give you a classic example. I've had the benefit of debating with both Bankole and Jide. And one thing that comes out very quickly is that there is a difference between both of us. And I think the people are beginning to see that. The difference, fundamental difference, is that I understand the role that government needs to play in the life of people. And I understand that in other climes, government has intervened in people's stories and given them an enabling environment for them to thrive.
Maybe let me try to probably make this a little bit clearer.
Okay.
Eti-Oti has the most diverse voting population.
Yes.
The people in Obalende and the people in Lekki Phase 1
are completely different people.
They come from different political stratas, different social stratas. So the message you try to send to people, some will call them the bougies in Lekki Phase 1, is going to be completely different for the people that you talk to.
So let me make you laugh. I've spent this entire morning in Obalende. I'm literally coming from Obalende, talking to the people directly, the Hausa community, the Yoruba community, and all of those guys. And they understand what is required. Look, let's be clear. Even though we say that there are different social stratas, there are basic things that the average human being needs. Abraham Maslow talks about the theory of needs. You know, at the basic level, you're looking for shelter, you're looking for food, you're looking for security, you're looking for an enabling environment. For the guy who lives in Lekki Phase 1 in Ikoyi and the guy who lives in Obalende, those are basic needs that they want provided for. Now, if the government hasn't been able to do that, the message can actually be the same across the channels. First thing is the guy who's in Eti-Oti, who's in Lekki. I'm saying to you that the environment that you need to thrive in your business is the similar environment that the guy who is in Obalende needs. He wants a government that is reliable and trustworthy. He doesn't want multiple taxes. He doesn't want abuse of state power. So that message can easily resonate with them, to say to them, the government is there to serve you. Now you've become subservient to that same government. The menace of area boys in places like Obalende, in Shangotedo, in Aja, in Jakonde, they're real. It impacts both the wealthy people and it impacts the downtrodden people. So I think that what we've done successfully in the last few months where we've been campaigning is to bring that message down to the grassroots and say to them, this government hasn't done much for you. Trust other people who have been able to build a career outside of government without government patronage, and trust them to be able to give you a different direction. Try us out for the next 4 years. And if we don't deliver, then get us out. That's the beauty of democracy. And that's what we're trusting.
All right. If I may come in here, Femi, fine. It's one thing to talk about the people and your aspirations, as it were, but are they actually ready for transformational leadership? Especially, we talked about the diversity of Eti-Oti, different strata of the segment of society, and the role of money politics as well. That is still a thorn in the flesh, and we're still seeing that at play, despite all the new Naira design they brought you and all that. So when you have that scenario, that mindset, are people ready to change that mindset coming from the APC, from where we are for some time?
So you know, and I hope people are also listening to this. Look, the reality is that the political class in Nigeria understood something very clearly from the beginning, that the impoverishment of the people was a weapon that they could use to perpetuate themselves in office. And it was as simple as that. You keep the people impoverished, keep them uneducated, so they're always going to make instant decisions and forgo the long-term benefits for themselves. Now, when I go to the markets to talk to those people, their mentality is changing. They're suddenly realizing that, because it's very simple, you collected 5,000 Naira to vote in 2019. It's 2023. The beautiful thing is that your 5,000 naira was probably a few dollars in 2019. Today, your 5,000 naira is less than $10. So the people are beginning to understand that that trade-off of being able to trade 2,000 naira, 5,000 naira for 4 years of bad governance is too much of a trade-off to make. And if the message we're hearing back from the grassroots, from the people, is that, look, don't make any funny promises to us that you're going to give us money. We don't want your money. Like I said to you, I'm literally just coming from Obalende, and that's the message they're saying. We don't want your money. We want people that are going to make a difference in our lives. We want our children to be able to grow up in an environment that gives them opportunities.
Well, from your interactions with them, what has been the response so far?
The response has been tremendous because, look, I've visited every single market in Eti-Oti. I've visited all the small local communities and interacted directly with them. And the message is always very clear. We've dealt with these guys for 24 years. We want to try another approach. We want to see something different. And I think that that's the traction a party like the ADC has been able to have. We have candidates across the ballot, from the governorship all the way down to the House of Assemblies. And those candidates have been taking that message to the grassroots. Our governorship candidate also, as well, has been doing the same thing for us. So when the lack of recognition that an ADC had, we don't have that problem anymore because we have sufficient candidates in the race that are allowing us to be able to take our message to the people.
All right, quickly, because of time, I want to just get your opinion about this. Of course, we hear that the PPRO of Lagos State, Benjamin Hundeyin, has actually spoken about this, that the Bale and the traditional ruler will be invited, because there was an audio tape that actually lived, 11 minutes plus audio tape, about the traditional ruler almost spitting fire and talking about what I would say is the reality on ground when it comes to sometimes some of this dirty politics that we get to see, whereby he was urging people and mandating people to vote for a particular, yes, a particular political party. These things, talk to me about these things. Look, and how do you overcome this?
The truth is that I say this, and this is for everyone listening. If these guys were popular, if they really had impacted on the people, they don't need to spend so much time trying to market themselves. And they don't need to threaten the people. Let them allow us to have a free and fair election where the people can make their own choices. They would realize that the people are not with them.
Unfortunately, we'll have to end there. Very good points there.
Thank you very much.
Olufemi Oladeyin, ADC House of Reps candidate for Eti-Oti, Lagos. Thank you for coming to Newsday.
Absolute joy. Thank you so much.
It was a pleasure.